this year and watching this team's success going all the way back to the last offseason and putting this team together?
That empowerment and talent are key when they meet. There were guys, guys like Mo Harkless and Al-Farouq Aminu, that we thought had talent. Obviously, I drafted Farouk, and we really liked Mo in the draft. And I think one of the things that I think Terry's greatest skill as a coach is the ability to empower players. It's not just about inspiration. Okay, it's empowerment is why a guy like Al-Farouq Aminu, who really doesn't change his mechanics, goes from never shooting over 30% from three to shooting 37% from three. And the games that Mo Harkless had in the playoffs that, I've never, in the 4 years I've been here, I've never heard Terry say that's a bad shot. And I have to tell you, the discipline, because I've watched the television a lot of times saying, dear God, that's a bad shot.
I've thought it a couple
times. But I do think when you see guys, look, you guys are here even more than I am after practice, and how long does it take for these guys to leave the floor? Because they know the longer they stay and the more they work on it, they're going to be allowed to do things with the ball. I think we saw that with Nicholas when he was here, his ability to facilitate, to handle, to be more integral in the offense, and I think it's helped having played for Terry for those years to become the player he is today. And I think that's the biggest thing, is that it's our job to find the talent, and it's the coaching staff's job to empower them to believe in themselves as much as we do. And I can't tell you, Jeff, how many times as a general manager, I've talked to younger guys or guys where I've said, God, and I've talked to Myers about it. If you believed in yourself half as much as I believe in you, you'd be an all-star. And I think that's Terry's greatest skill, and the skill of Jay and Nate and David and Dale and the group, is that they're out there reinforcing it every day with the player development work that they do. And I think this year was a prime example of talent meeting opportunity and empowerment, and the results speak for themselves. On an individual basis, as we'll all find out, unfortunately, on July 1st, and on a team basis.
Do you know where Chris Kaman stands as far as his future and whether or not he wants to keep playing? He wasn't made available to the media on exit interview day.
Actually, it was optional. He was actually there. You guys had left him.
Yeah, I got a picture of me at the table and no one's there.
But don't try and sneak things past Chris, because I tried 11 years ago. It doesn't work. So we'll figure all that out. So
We can't answer that because Chris still needs to answer that.
Yes. So we're gonna do a postseason.
He's driving cross country today. He's gonna have a lot of time to think.
With so many free agents, I mean, you control a lot of them, but how does that maybe alter how you approach free agency? Your own guys, maybe you want to retain. How do you approach that?
It's communication. Clearly everybody that was here did an unbelievable job. I mean, and I think Terry would admit, I don't think this gets done unless it's 1 through 15. I mean, the young guys, at one point we had talked about a couple of our young guys, getting them down to the D League, again. And, Terry liked the idea. They were like, our bench demeanor changed when those kids weren't around. Everybody this year, Chris's leadership as a veteran, after Myers got hurt, as soon as he could travel, he came back. So everybody contributed at different points of the season. Everybody was a part of what we built here. I think it went top to bottom, 1 through 15. They were all on the same page, which was really a testament to the coaches and to Dame's leadership early, getting everybody to buy in, the fact that we had a chance to be better than people thought. So all that'll be taken into consideration. We'll communicate with their agents when we're allowed. Look, the good news is I think guys want to be here. Our goal is to keep as much continuity as possible, but there are realities in free agency that we'll have to, we'll kind of have to live with, and we'll be proactive in some situations and reactive in others.
Do you think Dame will be involved in free agency? Do you think he'll play a role?
He played a role last year too. I think, I'm a big believer in talking to players about player acquisitions. I did it with guys with the Clippers. I did it, since I've been here. It's not a matter of them signing off on guys. It's a matter of getting feedback. How do we think a guy would fit in? Because we do protect our culture. And I think if it's a guy, the players know players better than we do. They're in the locker rooms with them. They're on the road with them. They play against them. They're on the floor with them. So they know what guys are about. And it would be obtuse not to go and ask these guys, hey, what do you think? What have you heard? You played with this guy in this spot. would he fit in with how we do things? And I can tell you, there have been decisions we've made, and this isn't just Damian at the all-star level, this is across the board, where I've asked guys and I've said, you know what, based on what he said, we might want to kind of dig in on this guy a little bit. You know what I mean? And make sure, he would fit in with what we're doing. So Dame will be involved. Look, I embrace it. Any of our guys that want to come to recruiting meetings and sit there, I mean, they're our best ambassadors. Our current players, I mean, because look, they're the ones that have to play with these guys. And I think them embracing the fact that it's a guy that they want to be a part of what we do is really important. I mean, I think when you look at the recruiting meetings last year that our guys attended, the players that I think that those organizations felt those players that have the most respect for participated in those meetings. Because at the end of the day, players want to win. And if they can help get guys that can help them win, they'll embrace it. I mean, look, this starts at an early age. I mean, guys start asking guys to play on AAU teams with them. Kids, look, I was a high school coach, so guys transfer to schools to play together. They go to colleges together. They sign with agents together. So, I mean, it's not revolutionary to have guys help recruit. It's just a little bit more unique in the league the last decade or so that players are just more involved because of the proximity through social media, that these guys stay in touch throughout the season probably more than they did when Terry first got in the league or I first got into the league.